If you guys are watching this because you haven't managed to find a girlfriend or boyfriend in your 20s and you're feeling a bit FOMO, don't worry, because I had no boyfriend up until I was 23, and this is my story. So I guess we have to start from way long time ago in my childhood. So what happened in my childhood was I was raised in a very conservative family. My parents, they brainwashed me since I was young to focus on my studies, get A's, don't think about boys, don't think about men, just focus on getting good grades and then graduate, and then you can think about, you know, dating and that kind of thing. So ever since then, I guess growing up, I was very focused on my academics. I want to get A's, I wanted to get to a good school when I graduate, to please my parents. So I never really thought about dating in general. I do have crushes on my classmates, I do have crushes on my friends, but they never really ended in anything, so I never confess. Whenever I have crushes, I never confess, because what's the point? It's not like I'm gonna date them, right? Nothing really happened between primary school, secondary school, JC. And the other thing about me growing up is I am very introverted and I have social anxiety too, so it's really hard for me to talk to strangers, let alone opposite gender. I don't talk to men, I don't talk to boys, and if anything, they'll usually talk to me first. Don't have male friends, I only have female friends, and whenever I'm in a friend group that has more than 3 people, I will freak out. I will just back out of that because it is too much for my senses. I get sensory overload and I have to go back home, withdraw to the comfort of my own room and watch anime. The moment class ends, I just go straight home. I don't even hang out with my friends, just go straight home, do my homework, watch YouTube, watch anime, and that's about it. So I don't think it's surprising that I managed to stay single for a long time, especially growing up, because all my focus was on academics. I avoid men, avoid boys at all costs. The other thing I want to talk about is my fear of men. So I'm not sure if this is just a singular experience that I have, but I grew up living in Yishun, and if you don't know already, Yishun is weird as hell. There's cat killers, there's really weird people looking at you all the time. It smells like cockroaches and more. It's basically a fester zone of Singapore, and I didn't know how weird it was until I moved out of Yishun and I realized that the other places were not as weird. Why I mentioned Yishun being weird is because when I was growing up, I always get weird ass stares from uncles or aunties, anyone in general. You could be wearing just a normal t-shirt, you could be wearing long jeans, whatever, right? Makeup or whatever, not. They will stare at you, on the train, even at your kopitiam or whatever, and I would just get the creeps, you know what I mean? Especially if they're from uncles or just weird men looking at you all the time. Heck, one time I was even catcalled on my way back home from school. It was, I think my classes ended late in uni and I was walking back from the MRT to my house was 15 minutes. So I had my earpiece plugged in and there were 2 Indian men in a lorry and they were driving really slow beside me. I was walking by the park and they were saying things hi sayang, how are you today, and I tried to really ignore them because I don't want any trouble. I don't want them to suddenly get off the lorry and kidnap me or something. So yeah, it's instances like this where I get really scared of men, the power they have over us because they are stronger than, women in general, and how every so often on the tabloids, on the news, I will see cases of women getting getting abused by their boyfriends, creepy stalker boyfriends. And my parents, my mom especially, she would bring me news articles and she would be see, this is what happens if you don't come home on time or within your curfew. There will be people stalking you in the parks, they will be killing you left and right, that kind of thing. So I was brainwashed from a young age that men are really dangerous, and you can't trust any man. So I was like always fearful of men, of what they can do to me. What if they just want sex from me, you know, that kind of thing. So I never really felt like it was a safe space for me to explore dating in general growing up. So so that was for most of my primary school, secondary school and JC life. It was just crushes here and there, nothing serious, nothing led to anything. And then like in uni, it was probably the first 2 years in uni, then COVID hit, right? And when COVID hit, people were bored because there was like lockdown, my classes became online, and I was like, okay, what now? I don't meet people, I don't even have like contact with my classmates. It felt like lonely during COVID because there's no human interaction whatsoever. I mean, not that I wanted any human interaction, but I mean, even antisocial creatures like me, we do want to talk to people because we get lonely, right? So what I did was I downloaded Tinder, but here's the catch. I thought it was a gaming app. Like, I legit thought it was a game where you just swipe and something happens. So I downloaded it, didn't expect much, but it turned out to be a dating app. So I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. My intention on Tinder was not really to get a boyfriend. Like I said, I have no interest in boys, I'm scared of men, and I really just want to graduate with like a good degree. Yeah, so I didn't really have the urge to want to date someone and get like settled down because I'm still young, right? Back then I was like, I think this is around when I was like 21 or 22. Yeah, so I downloaded Tinder and I did swipe a little bit here and there, talk to a couple of people with the intention of being friends first. Yeah, just probably for companionship or passing time, just to have someone to chat about daily life without like the pressure of needing to be partners. So that's what I did. At some point I was talking to 5 people, nothing serious. It was just like a little flirting here and there, a little bit about like how's your day, what do you study. They were mostly my age range. Some of them were not even taller than me, but somehow I still talk to them because I was like, in my head, they are just friends, they are just, you know, here to talk, and then we see how it goes. So that happened for a few months, and there were a few decent men. There were a lot of friends with benefit requests as I was swiping, and I was like really mildly irritated by that. And like I finally realized why Tinder has been like the brunt of all the bad negativity about dating apps, because people think that it's not a good app to look for a partner because people were too casual on the app. So I get it, but I wasn't looking for that either. So I would say the 5 people that I was talking to, they were quite decent, they were friendly, they were not creepy. They did talk to me, ask me how about my day. They did show some interest in wanting to meet me, bring me out on a date, but here's the catch. So remember how I said I was really antisocial and I was shy? So I never really said yes to any one of them about meeting them outside, because I was like, shit, because back then I don't know how to do makeup at all, and I was like really self-conscious about like my pimples, my pores. Like, what if they see me and decided I'm like catfishing? So I was having like a lot of insecurity, and also because I don't know if I can trust them. Like, what if I meet them and they decide to stalk me all the way back home? Like, that's not really safe, right? So I always, in my head, I always had this like guard up that I will only meet them probably like 2 months in, to make sure I really like them enough to go on a date, to make sure that they put in effort in texting me, that they don't ghost me the next week, you know, that kind of thing. So I really, like, if I ever wanted to entertain having a boyfriend, I want it to be serious. I'm not someone who dates around for fun, because I believe that every heartbreak you go through, it changes your psychology. It changes something inside you that cannot be reversed, and like the trauma stays. Because my first ex, it was like long distance, and even though it was long distance and even though it only lasted a few months, it really made me depressed for a long time, and I don't want that happening again. So I told myself I'm gonna trust my instinct, trust my gut, and only allow myself to love when I'm ready for it. So with that in mind, I was very careful about the men I chose to talk to. Like, I would FPI them random ass questions like, what will you do if I would call at night and like we are dating? What will you do? See how they react. Or I will ask them things like, how did you and your ex ended, whose fault was it, what's your body count like, just to, you know, filter out some people who I don't think are like potential date. Maybe they can be my talking partner, my friend, but probably not as like a dating partner. So that went on for a while. So I never met anyone. Like, even though I was on the app for about 6 months, I just talking to people, and if we managed to talk past 2 months, then maybe we'll meet, like, who knows. There was this particular guy who we hit it off because we had chemistry, I guess, and he was like an esports player. I don't know why I have a thing for gamers, but it happened, and he happened to play esports. We were like watching movie through like Zoom or whatever together. Oh no, not Zoom, Discord. We were watching movies together on Discord. We were talking here and there, and it seems like pretty good, right? Pretty fun. But here's the catch. The thing about him is he always subtly like pressurizes me into meeting him, like on a date. But I'm not ready for that. I'm only ready to meet you like 2 months later. If we're serious enough, maybe I can buy some makeup, doll myself up, and then finally meet you. So I think he was feeling lonely because I mean he's Malaysian, and he moved to Singapore for like, he was studying in NTU back then, and he has a dorm. He always complained about how he feels lonely in his dorm because he shares it with another friend, and the friend always has his girlfriend over. So I was low-key irritated by that because it feels like he wanted to meet me to alleviate his loneliness, to feel less bad, to feel less FOMO that his roommate is having a girlfriend and that he doesn't. To me, I was a bit like iffy about that. I was like, don't know if I like the sound of that. So I never met him, and lucky, thank the stars that I didn't meet him, because one random week he decided to pull some weird drama with me. I'm not sure the reason anymore because it was years back, but he was mad. I know he's mad, but I don't know why he's mad. And I asked him so many times, like, why are you mad? I'm on my way to intern, like, can you just tell me what's going on so that I can go to work in peace? But obviously he didn't, because he's toxic as hell. He decided to tell me, how about you guess why I'm mad? And I was like, hola, what the f? So I was so shocked, and I was like obviously sad because we were having a fight, and good times were good, but bad times like this make me feel really, really bad. And I couldn't focus at work at all. We were still texting while I'm at work because I really, really want to know what's going on. And I was crying at work and things like that. We weren't even in a relationship. This is like talking stage. I'm saying like 2 months in. I think we were talking for 2 months, and then he decided to pull this weird thing, and then he made me cry so much that I was so out of it. And the moment I went home, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this emotional trauma, whatever this thing is, and I decided to cut him off. I told him I don't want anything to do with him. Yeah, I didn't block him or anything. I just told him clear cut that I just don't want to talk to him anymore. So ever since then, we didn't talk, but he tried to text me again 2 months later. I don't know why, but yeah, so that was, I think, my only bad experience from Tinder. It was appalling. I will never wish that on anyone, and he is a Scorpio, by the way. So I don't know. Ever since then, my opinion about Scorpio men, him and like a few other Scorpio men, ever since then, my opinion of them are just like in the gutter. I don't know. Thankfully, after that, I managed to meet my boyfriend. Yes, I met my boyfriend on Tinder. I don't know if my family is gonna see this because I told everyone that I met him from school, which is obviously a big fat lie. I didn't want them to judge my relationship because I know how they feel about Tinder being a FWB app. But he wasn't like that at all. He was very clowny, very witty, and he knew how to make me laugh. He's a very funny guy. He's not creepy at all. He doesn't force me to meet him. Yeah, when I talked to him, it felt natural. And because I wasn't looking for anything serious, right? I was like looking for companionship, just texting. But somehow I found myself like looking forward to his text almost every day. So we started texting every night, 10 p.m. And it became a routine. Like every other day we would text at the same time, 10 p.m. and then he would go to sleep at like midnight. Some days it would drag on for a few more hours, and that's when I low-key knew that he was the one, that I wouldn't mind exploring that side of whatever we have. It didn't even take me 2 months, it took me 2 weeks. And then he had to do like some eye surgery, and I was like, okay, in case things go wrong or whatever, how about we just meet this upcoming weekend, because I don't want to have like any regret. So that's just what happened, and we met, and now we are like what, 5 years in? Now we are 5 years in. I am still with the same guy. We fought so much in the first year that we know each other. We had like arguments about values, about boys and girls, exes. But after the first year, everything just felt right. It felt like peaceful. It felt like I'm in this partnership with someone who cares deeply about me, loves me for, you know, being me, support my dreams, support like whatever career I decide to take from then on. If there's something I can take away, to focus on yourself, your personal journey first before you jump into love. Because right now, many of us, we're having a loneliness epidemic, male loneliness epidemic or something like that, and people were like upset because dating apps seem like bleak. There's no real connection, people are too materialistic, blah blah blah. And I do understand that. I do know that dating in Singapore in our generation is getting harder and harder because we have no labels, we have situationship, people's attention span are getting shorter and shorter. They ghost all the time, they don't reply to texts, people are busy with work and yada yada. And finding someone who is like sharing the same values as you, who understands you, who supports you, who loves you no matter what happens, is really rare. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of effort. I believe that if you rush yourself into any form of relationship, it solves your problem temporarily. Like whenever people have a rebound, people try to find someone else to fill in the void they had after the breakup, they were never in the right headspace, and then they will hurt the other person's feeling. They will feel like they can't give all of their heart to the next person because there hasn't been like real growth. There hasn't been reflection of what happened in your past relationship, of what you like about yourself, what you feel like you can bring to the next relationship. I feel like you do need time to love yourself, to understand that true love is more than infatuation. It is a partnership. It's about like meeting the other person halfway, compromises, like sometimes long intense fights, but at the end of the day you still find a way back to each other. You apologize, you know, you make things work, and that takes a lot of effort. So my advice is always focus on yourself. Could be your career, your aspirations, having healthy body, healthy mind, and always have faith that the person you're looking for is out there looking for you. Looking back, do I wish I dated more? No, because like I said, my focus growing up was always studying. I don't regret that at all. I was very proud to be a straight A student at some point. If I can go back, I would have done the same thing over and over again, because I don't think any guy is worth me not getting an A for. It doesn't matter how long it took for me to get a boyfriend. As long as it is the right one for me, he gives me the good energy, supports me, he makes me feel like happier every single day when I see him, then it makes everything feel worth it, you know what I mean? Did I regret not dating more people? At some point I did think about it. I was like wondering myself, do I feel like FOMO, that I didn't know many people, that I didn't have more experience with other men to like really know how dating feels like? It's a weird thought, but this is my second relationship and I'm lucky to be able to find someone who worked out with me on my second try, because I feel like the more you date around, the more trauma you get, the more baggage you get, and if your mental is not strong enough, it will constantly plague you and you'll carry it on to your next relationship, and if you can't handle the stress, the trauma, you will hurt the next person that comes along, and you will never like be mentally ready to move past unless you work on yourself first. Like it feels like if your ex cheated on you, you will get more wary of the next person that comes along because you're scared that they might do the same thing to you. Now multiply that with like 5 more people. How much can your heart actually handle that? Yeah, that's my whole life, dating life. I know it's not the most colorful thing, but if this serves as like a word of encouragement to people who took a long time to find their love, who are still, you know, looking for people on a dating app, and you feel FOMO because you're in your 20s, you never had any dating experience, and you feel unloved, unwanted, unattractive. You are not unattractive, you're beautiful, you deserve to be loved. You just need to have patience and faith, and don't give up on love. Keep working on yourself, making yourself look prettier every day, healthier, and the right person will come along when your heart is ready. I hope you guys like my story, and just let me know down below if you can relate to some of the things I said on Tinder, or like growing up, how was your dating experience like. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.